Dear student, today I am going to explain chapter 1, how the camel got his hump. It is the second part of a chapter. Now listen carefully. The jinn rolled himself up in his dust cloak and took a bearing across the desert. And found the camel most curiously idle, looking at his own reflection in a pool of water. "My long and bubbling friend," said the jinn, "what's this? I hear of your doing no work with the words so new and all." "Humph," said the camel. The jinn sat down with his chin in his hand and began to think a great magic, while the camel looked at his own reflection in a pool of water. "You have given the 3 extra work for ever since Monday morning, all on account of your curiosity idleness," said the jinn, and he went on thinking magics with his chin in his hand. "Humph," said the camel. "I shouldn't say that again if I were you," said the jinn. "You might say it once too often." "Bubbles, I want you to work." And the camel said "Humph" again, but no sooner had he said it than he saw his back, that he was so proud of puffing up into a great big lolloping hump. "Do you see that?" said the jinn. "That's your very own hump that you have brought upon your very own self by not working. Today is Thursday and you have done no work since Monday when the work began. Now you are going to work." "How can I," said the camel, "with this hump on my back?" "That's made a purpose," said the jinn, "all because you missed those 3 days. You will be able to work now for 3 days without eating because you can live on your hump. And don't you ever say I never did anything for you. Come out of the desert and go to the tree and behave. Hump yourself." And the camel humped himself, hump and all, and went away to join the tree. And from that day to this, the camel always wears a hump. We call it hump now, not to hurt his feelings. But he has never yet caught up with the 3 days that he missed up at the beginning of a word. That he has never yet learned how to behave. Thank you.